Hey guys, how's it going and stuff? I thought I'd make a video today about the Wildstar Reddit and what I posted on there about the Nexus Forever experience that I had for myself. So basically I leveled all the way to level 25 and I put my journey over on Reddit and I told everyone how I felt, absolutely to my core. Everything that I went through, just basically everything I experienced. I went over the leveling journey, as you can see here. I went through all the questing zones like Northern Wilds, Algorock, and Gallerus. Mainly those few because a lot of the other ones weren't working 100%, and these were the ones that were working 100%, just about. I didn't talk much about the Dominion side because I haven't experienced it too much, and only a few of the people over on my Discord or the Wildstar private server have really tried it to its peak, and I haven't really talked to them very much, but I might set up an interview with them over on my Discord. So I'm going to be talking about everything here and everything that I went through. It's quite a big Reddit post. It doesn't look like much in terms of Reddit, like total views and upvote ratings and community karma and shares, but this is a very niche part of the Reddit, as a lot of people don't think it even exists anymore, Wildstar, which it really doesn't, but the private server does, and by me making these videos, I'm trying to build up awareness, you know? So let's talk about it, I guess. So in this post, I said, hi, I am posting this information because I thought it would be very helpful for those who are wanting to play on the Nexus Forever Wildstar server and want a full run through on what is available. I will be covering everything that I experienced whilst enduring the leveling content, questing, zones, and enemies. I will be giving each piece of this content an overall score for how much I enjoy the experience, and problems I encountered and glitches. Race, human, faction, exile, class, engineer, name, Dove Shampoo. I use that all the time through a lot of the games I play. I just think it's a funny name, because a lot of me and my friends joke about it quite often. Kind of cringe. I get it, guys, okay? You don't have to keep reminding me. And the guild I made, Exiles Forever, kind of a play on words, obviously, for the Discord server we're on. And then at the bottom of that, I said, feel free to add me as a friend in game and message me for a guild invite. I did say guild invite, but there aren't really guilds really working too well. But there are these things called circles in Wildstar, which are basically free guilds, and it's a system that works. So that's what we've been using. As I would love to experience the game alongside you and help many other players who wish to experience the game we once loved. So right here, I'm about to go over the leveling journey. I'm going to read it out to you guys because I thought it'd be helpful, as a lot of you guys don't really check Reddit, and this brings a lot of exposure due to my YouTube account that I've been running pretty well lately. So the leveling journey was a very pleasant experience with not many problems throughout my initial testing. I worked my way through all of the available content that I was able to push through until the enemies eventually caught up with me in damage/health, which I was unable to get past at a certain point because my damage wasn't high enough due to lack of gear available at the time of testing. All of the enemies have only 2 attack abilities and 1 buff, which made for boring combat after a long play session. So a lot of the mobs just about every single mob in the private server isn't running 100% as you would want to remember. So they've only been given 2 attack abilities. They all have the exact same attack abilities unless they're the boss or they're elite monsters. And they've been given a buff. So they have one of their unique skills for one of the monsters that was originally put into the game, and they just have an auto attack. But the buff, I think, is just a buff. It's either a buff to their attack or their health. I'm not too sure yet. I haven't really delved really into it that much. Like in terms of looking at their combat completely, I've just been playing it as I remember it. I really enjoyed running into unexpected players that were leveling in some of the zones I had played through. It made for a fun experience, especially when you need another player to kill elite mobs in the later levels. Score, I gave it a 9 out of 10 because I thought the leveling journey was incredible. What they've done with the game so far was just amazing. I played it just about completely normal. A lot of my leveling journey consisted of running into random players quite a lot in a few of the zones such as Algorock and Gallerus, because there were a lot of people stuck there because there were so many quests and so many mobs to kill, and it just made it fun when you grouped up with people and they joined your Discord and you talked to them, and it was just overall a fun time. You know how it is. So now I'm going to talk about the questing zones, Northern Wilds, level 1 through 5. So after creating a human character, you will be placed in this zone, a very beautiful icy themed area that has a very unique few looking mobs. All of the quests in this area worked with no problems whatsoever. It is very important that you complete all of the quests in all of the areas before moving on to the next zone, as almost half of the quests granted to you in this zone will provide valuable loot that will heavily increase your stats. So when you are playing on this private server, make sure you go through all of the quests you can, because most of them give gear. Well, not most of them, about 50% of them. And if you're not collecting the gear and you're not looking at the stats, you will just die. So if you're just breezing through this, it means you're putting on the right gear. If you're not breezing through this, it means you haven't really been paying much attention. You've just been kind of throwing on whatever and then kind of selling all the stuff that you think you don't need. But realistically, please guys, make sure you're putting on the right stuff. If not, do a little bit of delving on YouTube or just on the wiki, and it'll tell you exactly what you need. It takes about 5 minutes of just looking through the internet. Alright, what was I up to? Complete all the quests in the area. Yep, the only issue in this zone is that you are granted an item called Protostar's Revolutionary Rucksack 1, which basically this item you cannot delete. I don't know what it is. You can shoot it in the bank, which is in Algorock, I believe, right in the center of the map, which sort of gets rid of it, but then you have one less space in your bank, which is kind of annoying, but then it's not on you, so then you don't have to worry about it too much. Which is the only item that you can delete from, which is the only item you can't delete from your inventory, sorry. After completing all of the quests available in the zone, you'll be asked to progress to the next zone we're about to talk about, which is Algorock. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 because the zone had just about 0 issues. I only ran into 2 quests that didn't work. Just about everything worked, all the monsters worked perfectly. The experience for me was just how I remembered it. Just about. So Algorock, once your ship lands, you'll start in a big town called Tremel Ridge, which is where you'll find all of the starting quests for this zone. Most of the quests throughout Tremel Ridge are fairly fun to do if you are keeping up with story/lore in this big zone. You'll be asked to go through jumping puzzles, deep caverns, tall mountains, and through armies of unique enemies. Once you have completed enough quests and have scaled up to level 10, you'll now be able to begin the quest in Gallo, which is a very nice town located in the center of Algorock. About 80% of the quests that are handed to you in this zone work fine without any major issue. After finishing off all of the available quests through to Rock Ridge, Grimm's Lumber Mill, Excavation Base Camp, and Annihilator Control 14A, you should now be at level 15 and be able to progress to the next zone called Gallerus. I gave it a score of 8 out of 10, sorry, because this zone was absolutely beautiful. Just about everything worked. There were a handful of story quests that didn't work. You'll notice if you're playing on the bottom right hand corner of your screen, there will be a little like phone button, and most of the time when that goes off and you click on it, it doesn't work for the Exile side. I've tried it for the Dominion side for up to level 10, and it does work quite well. So I don't know what's going on there, but that's what I've experienced so far. So in Gallerus, after making your long journey through Thade, the capital city of the Exile, you will be on the front lines at a place called Critton's Command Post, which is where you start your next phase of the leveling journey. This zone is full of elite monsters that will absolutely pound you unless you have been careful with the gearing progress up until this point, carefully picking the appropriate stats for your chosen class. Not to worry though, once you have completed the quests at the command post, you'll be led to Niven's Ranch, where you go through a series of relatively relaxing quests. Most of the quests in this zone work great for a few of the main story quests that pop up in the bottom right hand window that don't work from time to time when an NPC is trying to call you. Just like I was saying before guys, a lot of those calling quests when they call you about a mission that's nearby don't really work too well, but always give it a go because they might have fixed it from the time of me putting up this video, so you really never know. Make sure you are paying close attention to your map as there are bounty boards. Remember this word guys, bounty boards. Bounty boards are extremely important. They give you the best amount of EXP and they give you the best gear for your level. Grant incredible amounts of player XP and blue gear once completed. I've seen that they've given purple gear to my level 50 character, so That was rare, but make sure you're watching out for those bounty boards. These bounty boards grant incredible amounts of XP and blue gear once completed, already said that. This zone is absolutely huge and took me most of the day to complete, as there was lots of group related content between 100 to 200 working quests, bosses to defeat, and lots of running to different towns within the zone to hand in quests. Once you have completed all of the content within this zone, that is all of the available content provided to us. At the end of this zone, I wanted to do it all again because of the challenge it provided. Most quests worked perfectly, and the group content was great fun when I ran into fellow players. Huge shout out to the player I ran into named William Ostrip. I couldn't have done it without you. So I ran into this guy named William. I did run into quite a few people, but William was one that stood out to me most because he was already in my Discord server and I didn't know. And I thought that was quite funny at the time. So then I saw him in the chat and I was like, is that William, the guy I've been playing with? So I joined in and he was like, oh my god, Dove, how's it going? And then we just had a good chat, had some fun. And those are the memories you want to make while playing games, you know? That's what makes us come back to these things, because it's the people you meet and the experiences you make that make games so memorable, and that is what makes them nostalgic. That's why I give it a 9.5 out of 10, because all of the group content I explored with him. I did a lot with him. I think about 3 or 4 hours worth with him, and sometimes I'll play with him on and off. If you ever run into this guy, he's really nice. He has quite a few characters, so you never know, but William's out there, guys. So let's talk about the enemies / NPCs. I gave it kind of a low score. I mean, it's still kind of high, but 7.5 out of 10 compared to the 9 and 8s I've been giving. The enemies are kind of boring and kind of just like sluggish. So let's talk about that now. Most of the enemies were working fine, but I didn't have any AI pathing, which meant most of the monsters that you encounter stay in one place and don't move around at all. Once you attack any mob, they start to work perfectly, following you around to attack you and keep track of you until you run too far away. You might encounter monsters that get glitched under an area and will attack you. Don't worry, because they usually resurface after a couple of seconds. I have seen a couple that don't resurface, so you might have to relog if that happens to you, or just let it kill you. But other than that, guys, it's not that much of an issue. Enemies and NPCs are fine, pretty much. Don't worry, because they resurface after a couple seconds. Already said that. Allowing you to kill the monster. Guys, keep in mind that 70% of the NPC vendors you encounter throughout your journey also do not work. Other than that, I didn't encounter any other problems other than the issues I just described. 7.5 out of 10. I feel like that was very justified. Here are a lot of tips, guys, for you that have been playing and don't really know about this, because this really helped me once I figured them out. Before I finish off my review of the current state of the game, I want to leave you all with all the tips and tricks I learned through my journey. Number 1. I've got number 1 through 13. There are quite a few. Make sure to keep all of the runes you pick up through quests, as you can put them on your gear to make you stronger. I'd say 95% of people that came back and played this game completely forgot what runes were. Runes are basically, so think of World of Warcraft and the gem system. It's exactly the same thing, but these are called runes. And once you put these runes, aka gems, onto your gear, it provides a massive stat increase. You don't get many though, so make sure whenever you get the ones you think you need, you keep all of them. And then once you feel like you're at a pretty good level to finally put it on some good gear, make sure to only put it on blue gear, please, guys. Don't just put it on your white and your green tier gear, as it will just be thrown away within an hour of gameplay. Be sure to sell what you don't need to a vendor for some extra coin. It will help you out later. It will definitely help you out later, because I have seen that you need to repair gear, apparently. I haven't seen that in quite a long time, but they've been fixing this and for some reason putting it back in. The sheep in Tremor Ridge give high amounts of omnibits and respawn within 10 seconds. There is this bug in the game right now that the omnibits drop at an incredibly high rate, between 50 to 100, which is the in-game store currency system, which allows you to buy mounts and all of the other goodies you might need along your journey. So make sure if you see them in Tremor Ridge and you're on the exile side, you farm the hell out of these, because that's the only way to get your mount and a few other items that you can't really get through quests right now. You can only purchase mounts off the in-game store, as the riding license quest is bugged. Make sure to buy yourself more bag space in the unlock section of the game. of the in-game store, sorry, buy the elegant holding pouch for 17 additional bag slots. So this is really the only bag you can buy right now that I have found in the game, which is off the in-game store, and it's pretty much the best in-game bag there is right now anyway. So make sure if you guys see that, you get it as fast as you can once you have farmed the amount of Omnibits. There are transmat terminals scattered throughout all of the available questing zones / capital cities. Make sure to set yourself to one that you feel is the most convenient spot to you, as you can teleport to it from any distance. Bounty boards, here we go again guys, are your best friends, providing the greatest amount of EXP and gear for your current level. Once in a major town, there will be an NPC called Protostar. This NPC is an appearance modifier, allowing you to change your appearance for a price. Make sure you have saved some money, as this can be very expensive. It can be about 15 to 20 gold, and for the current cap of like level 30 really through quests, without grinding, it's quite expensive. You can get to level 50, but there aren't an amazing amount of quests. You will have to do a lot of grinding throughout the way to get to level 50. There will be books / floating cubes scattered throughout every zone that provide valuable lore for the zone you are in. They are placed in all sorts of spots, so make sure you do everything you can to get them. I found them in like just the top of mountain peaks, and just in the end of dungeons, in the end of just a lot of quests in general. I've even found them underwater. So make sure if you want to do everything you can in this game, just like you experienced, and you want to learn that lore again, you go through all of the stuff that's there. Pressing N on your keyboard to bring up the content finder. This is huge, guys. This is what helps you find all of the quests you can't find. So if you've gone through a whole zone and you still need to get to say level 20, and you think you've done all the quests, but you feel like you remembered some that you missed, when you press N on your keyboard, it brings up this content finder and it'll show your zone, and it'll show all the zones that are currently available. So when you go through the content finder, it'll show you all of the quests you've missed and all of the quests you've completed. So make sure you check that out, as this is very valuable, helping you to find new quests inside of a large zone that you may have missed. Mainly use this tool once you arrive into a new starting zone, or a new zone / area, sorry. Make sure you go through the quest section to find those new quests waiting for you to explore. Typing /who in the chat box, sorry, that was very eccentric, will bring up all the current players in the server. It used to just bring up all the current players in the zone, but as there aren't too many players now, and it helps you find people to play with, whilst pressing /who and then enter on your little chat section of the game, it'll bring up everyone playing. And right now, it usually peaks to about between 10 to 20 people, because everyone thinks this game is dead, and it just lacks so much exposure right now. And we're going to get there, and there's going to be more people, so don't worry. To chat to the entire server, type /a. The chatting to the entire server thing is basically world chat, so make sure you use that when trying to find groups or people, or just anyone you want to play with. Then chat to whoever is online, regardless of race or faction. If you want to level up fast and catch up to your friends, go to the in-game store and click on the consumables section. There will be a flask called Flash of Advancement. I made a spelling error and I didn't notice that at the time of writing. It's called the Flask of Advancement, which will increase your experience gained by 50% for 1 hour. So those are all the main tips I found. I found quite a lot of other ones, but they're not really as useful as those. And I thought to myself, oh, they're going to find those within an hour anyway, so I'll just leave them out. What now? So I basically made another section for those who have finished everything and are like, damn, I want to play more content, but I have no idea what else there is to do. So I made a list of things I found through my journey that I thought might prolong your experience until there's another update or something. Alright, so let's talk about it. After you finish all of the content that is available for you at the time of writing, there's so much more for you to do and to explore. Here is a list of things that will keep you busy until the next content update. Farm as many Omnibits as you can to unlock all the available mounts, costume, dyes, and toys / pets, and unlocks all of your characters. Try to achieve Cosmic Tier 8 in the in-game store reward tier to unlock legendary mounts, costume kits, housing items, pets, and special rewards. Guys, just remember, reaching Cosmic Tier 8 will take many moons to complete, as you need to acquire an astounding 500,000 Omnibits. 500,000 Omnibits will take you about a week, guys. It took me about 3 or 4 days, pretty hardcore, just going through all of the zones that I know and absolutely destroying all the low level mobs to give me the Omni bits quickly. As that helped me quite a lot. So make sure you do whatever you can to get the Cosmic Tier 8, because it'll give you different items that aren't in the in-game store, but they're still technically there, but they're in the reward tier. It's basically like the reward tier system is basically like Fortnite's season thing, you know, where they bring out new skins and stuff. Pretty much what it is, but you have to earn those. Complete every main story quest and side quest. Good luck, guys. This is going to take you a long time. There are a lot of quests that I skipped, which I didn't really see very valuable for my time and effort, which is basically just like kill this, go here, deliver this, do this. Basically what it was. But there are other things that might give more gear and other stuff. If you really want to delve deep and help with the testing process, I definitely recommend it. That's why I put it on the list. Gain as many achievement points as possible, as they can give you unique rewards. You can check your achievement points by pressing Y on your keyboard. The achievement system I didn't really delve into very much, but there are quite a few people in the community that really want to get as many achievement points as they can, because there's not really so much they could do, and it just kind of gives them that little, you know, I'm better than you, you're not as good as me sort of thing. Explore all of the zones you can. Yeah, explore all of the zones you can for new quests that work. They may reward high tier of XP, gear and XP, and also help out new players and guide them through content they are struggling with. Deck your character out with the best tier of gear and appropriately select your gear for the best stats you need. So for end game content, or end game as they say, for whatever's available, so I'm saying like level 30 stuff really, to help people through the elite bosses and stuff, it will really give them the edge, and it'll just really help people out, I guess. Gather a group of players to complete daily bounty board quests for the best gear and XP for your level. This content is very hard. It's not very hard. I'd say it's about medium. As long as if you do it by yourself, it's very hard. But if you do it with an actual group, it's pretty cheesed. It's not too bad. As long as you have a tank, healer, and like 1 DPS. You only really need 3 people. Make sure you bring the Holy Trinity, that is the tank, healer, and DPS. You can't form a party, by the way. Make sure you add those players as friends, as it tracks them on your map. So once you add them as a friend, it shows a little like plant symbol on the map if you're sort of close to them, and it'll just show you exactly where they are. Create an amazing house and make it look epic with all of the items that you have gathered along your journey. Invite your friends to your house to show off all of your hard work. I haven't really delved deep in the housing system yet, but I know of quite a few people that have. I'm more in it for like the questing and the gearing and all of that fun stuff, which I find more enjoyable. Try out all of the classes and races to see which combination you like best. Try out all of the different assault, support, and utility skills you have earned whilst leveling, as there will be many skills that will save your life out there in battle. Very true. I have died a few times with just going full assault, which is full attack pretty much. Basically just means attack, healer, and support skills pretty much. And I decked them out with all assault, which is just all attack abilities, and didn't consider that I would need healing. And I died a few times because of that, and I made a mistake, and then I learned from that. That's why I put it in the guide. Follow the path you have chosen and use it to your advantage, as it can provide valuable information and make your experience more enjoyable. Create a circle, like I was talking about at the start of the video, with your friends to see who is online to explore content with. This is a guild-like system located in the social tab by pressing O on your keyboard. This will bring up the option to create one. This can be very helpful, as it shows you every player level, class, path, last seen, and their rank within the circle. Last of all, make lots of friends out there in the world. You never know what kind of amazing memories you might make out there on your journey. And then I basically said how much I love this game and how much I want to thank the Nexus Forever Discord server, as they've done so much for us. This post kind of exploded within the first few days, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. I left a little Discord link for people that want to be regular players and play with an active community. There isn't too many people in there at the time of this video, but that might change once this video is out for a while, so make sure you check the date of the video and check the Discord server if you're interested. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. I'll leave the link for this Reddit post in the video description below. I hope you really enjoyed this little talk of mine that I had about the Reddit post that I wrote. I thought I'd put it in video format, so for those of you that haven't really seen it and want to know what's going on, this is here for you guys. I hope you guys have a lovely day. I hope this helped a lot. Peace out, guys. Please check out my other videos and subscribe to the channel, as it will help me out a lot. Alright guys, have a lovely day. Peace out.